the 25th of the month.
Silas sits on the edge of his bed, in a room small enough to cross in 4 steps. He opens his banking app. He already knows what it says. He checks anyway. Almost nothing left. Cut. 1 year later. Better room. Better clothes. A raise came through months ago. He remembers the email. It's the 25th again. He opens the app. Almost nothing left. Cut. New title. New salary. New phone in his hand. Same date. Same screen. Same face. 3 salaries. 3 different lives. The same ending. Here's the question this video is actually about. Not, where did the money go? Which part of each raise made his life better? And which part just made it more expensive? And this won't stay theoretical. By the end, you'll have a 1-page map you can draw tonight, with 1 cost you keep on purpose, 1 cost you change, and 1 named destination for the money that comes free. 20 minutes, 1 sheet of paper. That's the whole price. Go back to the first version of Silas. The small room. The 4 steps. He wasn't dreaming about sports cars. His dream was smaller than that, and heavier. He just wanted to stop counting. To buy groceries without doing math in the aisle. To see an unexpected bill and feel annoyed instead of afraid. And one more thing, the one he didn't say out loud. He wanted to be the kind of son who could help his mother without checking his balance first. So when the first raise came, he believed something specific. Not, I'll be rich. Just, the counting ends now. And at first, the raise kept part of that promise. This matters. Watch what it actually did. Silas set up a monthly transfer to his mother. Not a fortune, enough that her heating bill stopped being her problem alone. The first time she replaced something the week it broke, instead of saying it could wait, that was the raise working. That was real. He also moved closer to work. 40 minutes of commuting became 15. He stopped repairing the same pair of shoes for the 3rd time. Look at these costs honestly. The transfer to his mother, his life got bigger, because his responsibility got bigger, and he chose it. The shorter commute, an hour of his day, bought back. This is a raise doing its job. But alongside those, quieter things were happening. The streaming services stacked up, the default takeout on ordinary nights, the taxi that used to be an exception. Each one small, none of them chosen exactly. They just arrived. And after a few months, they stopped feeling like upgrades. They became the floor. There's a name for that moment, when an upgrade quietly becomes a minimum. Lifestyle creep. It doesn't announce itself. It just moves in, 1 default at a time. So the first raise split in 2. Part of it changed his life. Part of it just changed his prices. Then came the promotion. Bigger number, bigger job. Longer days, more decisions, more people waiting on his answers. It's 9:14 p.m. Silas opens the fridge, closes it, opens the delivery app instead. He watches the fees stack up at the bottom of the screen. He taps order anyway. That tap is not laziness. Cooking at 9:14 after a day like his felt impossible. So the money started buying back what the job was taking. Dinner at the door, rides on the worst days, someone else cleaning the apartment. Some of this is legitimate. A man who works that schedule and never buys back a single hour may pay in other ways. But notice what Silas never did. He never sat down and decided which of these he was choosing. Exhaustion decided. The costs weren't a plan. They were a leak. The third shift was the quietest one. It came from the room. New title, new floor, new people. His jacket, perfectly fine last year, suddenly looked like it belonged to a younger version of him. Then one night, the check arrives at the team dinner. Silas looks at the total. Then at the people around the table, still talking, still ordering. He smiles, reaches for his card, and says nothing. Nobody told him to spend anything, but every environment carries a silent definition of normal. He had started reading himself through the room, the role, and his own idea of what this level was supposed to look like. And every one of those readings came with a price tag he never saw at the moment of purchase. Now freeze everything. Put the three versions of him side by side. For years, every 25th, Silas asked himself the same question. Where did I overspend? It always led to the same dead end. Guilt, a promise to be more disciplined. The same screen a month later. Wrong question. Because look at the costs standing around these three men. They are not one crowd. His mother's transfer is standing there. So is the 15-minute commute. So is the takeout nobody chose, and the jacket the room chose for him. Where did I overspend? Treats them all as the same crime. They're not even the same species. The real question is this: which of these made my life better? And which of these just made my life more expensive? A raise is not useless. Silas's raises bought his mother warm winters and bought him back an hour a day. The problem is that nobody decided what the rest was allowed to change. So the loudest costs decided for him. Time to take that decision back. With paper. Silas clears the table. One sheet of paper. He draws 4 columns and writes a date at the top. 30 days from today. This is the raise decision map. 4 columns, 4 moves. Identify, decide, redirect, review. If you want to do this tonight, here's the whole ritual. 20 minutes, no app required. Column 1, the cost that grew. Silas pulls up his statements from before the raise and after, side by side. He's not hunting every transaction. He writes down at most 5 recurring costs that appeared or grew since the raise. 5 is enough. More than 5, and this becomes homework you'll never finish. His list: the transfer to his mother, the delivery meals, the rides, one subscription bundle he barely remembers starting, the wardrobe upgrades. Column 2. What is it solving? This is the column most money advice skips. Every cost on that list is solving something. Write it down honestly. The transfer, his mother's safety. The delivery, exhaustion. The rides, the worst days. The subscriptions, boredom, maybe. The jackets, the room. Column 3, the verdict. Keep, renegotiate, or release. Keep. It genuinely makes your life, or someone you love's life, better. The transfer to his mother. Keep, without apology. And next to it, he writes why. She stopped waiting for winter. A keep with a written reason stops being a guilt. It becomes a choice. Renegotiate. Real value, wrong dose. Silas hovers over the delivery row. His pen actually stops. Because this one is complicated. It is solving something real. Cutting it to 0 would be a lie he'd break by Thursday. So he doesn't cut it. He changes the dose. The 2 worst nights stay delivered. The rest, he cooks. The value stays. The autopilot goes. Release. It exists mainly to protect an image. For those, one question. If this cost disappeared, would my life become worse? Or would my image just feel smaller? The second jacket upgrade of the year. His life would not be worse. Released. The forgotten subscription bundle goes with it. Column 4. Redirect where? Here's the trap most people fall into. Released money with no assignment just flows back into the general balance. And the general balance usually finds a taker. The loop doesn't break. It changes shape. So the freed money gets a named destination in writing before it gets absorbed. Silas writes 2 names, a small buffer, so the 25th stops being a cliff, and 1 weekend visit home that doesn't wait for a holiday. Last move. He picks 1 row, just 1, to act on first. Not all 5. 1. He circles the delivery row. Then he looks at the date at the top. 30 days. That's when he comes back to this sheet. 1 test runs under the whole map. Did this raise make the people I care about safer, less exhausted, more connected, or more free? The costs that can answer yes are the ones earning their place. The next morning, the map stops being paper. The delivery apps come off the home screen. Not deleted, moved. 2 nights a week they come back. That's the deal he made with himself, and it's written down. The subscription bundle, canceled in 4 taps. The second jacket never gets ordered. And the redirect happens the same day, not someday. A standing transfer to the buffer, dated 1 day after payday, before the balance can absorb it. And the train ticket home, booked. A date his mother can put on her calendar. Notice the shape of that week. Nothing dramatic. No $100 bills taped to a mirror. Just 3 quiet moves, each one traceable back to a row on a sheet of paper. The date at the top of the map arrives. Silas sits down with the sheet and asks it 3 questions. Did the changed cost creep back? Almost. Week 2 had a brutal Thursday, and a 3rd delivery order slipped through. He writes it down without ceremony. The map isn't a court. It's a record. The 2-night rule stands. Did the freed money reach its name? He checks. The buffer got its first transfer. The train ticket is used. The visit already happened. His mother complained about how short it was. That complaint is worth more than the jacket ever was. And the 3rd question, the sneaky one. Did something new quietly take the freed money's place? He scans the month. 1 new subscription tried, a free trial about to convert. Caught. Cancelled. That's the whole review. 10 minutes. And now the map has a second date at the top. Months later, it happens again. An email. A new number. Another raise. The old Silas would have smiled, closed the laptop, and let the money dissolve into the balance, where the defaults were already waiting for it. This time, before the first new paycheck lands, he takes out the sheet and pre-assigns it. The transfer to his mother grows a little. Keep, chosen again, in writing. The delivery deal stays at 2 nights. The image costs stay released. And the new difference gets its name written down before it arrives. The buffer grows, and the visits home stop being annual. Then the paycheck lands. And for the first time, it lands somewhere with instructions waiting. The 25th of the month. One more time. Same date. Same app. And no, the number is not magically huge. That was never the promise. But look at what's different, and notice that all of it is visible. On the table, a 1-page map with verdicts in every row and 2 dates at the top. In the bank, a buffer with a name. On the calendar, a visit that already happened and another one booked. On his phone, 2 delivery nights a week, chosen, written, still standing after 30 days. His mother's heat stays on without apology. His evenings are partly his again. The life around his salary is no longer distributing his raise for him. The earlier raises changed his life in pieces. This was the first one he directed, before the defaults could. A raise can change your life. The question is whether it changes by default or by design.